Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Sir, we are live on YouTube now, sir.
Okay.
3 minutes to go, sir.
It's a very good initiative. Thank you all.
Most welcome, sir.
Mukherjee.
I think he's also a founder of.
Okay. Commander
Good
Ashok
morning,
Kumar from
Vata sir,
Hyderabad.
and everyone.
So Borges Mukherjee, he is from the KM Dastur, our brokers.
Ah, right. Okay.
So he'll be able to respond to all the insurance related issues.
Right.
Yeah. We can mute ourselves.
Mrs. Rajan, Pramila Rajan is not there today.
No, she said that she's got the adequate insurance, sir, and she says at my age nobody is going to give me. So she says I'm not coming.
Mic no hole.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, all of you.
Good morning, all the members of in forum and sir, extremely thankful to Air Marshal Vardaman, the President, Secretary Wing Commander Harshavardhan.
So 1 minute. Sudhir, sir, kindly hold on.
Yes, sir.
1 minute to go. Air Marshal Vardaman will start the meeting.
Okay, sir.
Okay. It's 11 o'clock now? Yeah. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Armed Forces Veteran Officers Association of Chennai is honored and privileged to welcome Commander Dua, Sudhir Dua, who is representing the Sainik Seva Samiti and will be talking to us on the group medical insurance. This is something which bothers every senior citizen, and as we approach our sunset years, we are always wondering how how healthy we are going to be and what happens when the systems in our body start failing, and what will happen, and will we have adequate support to cross that bridge. It is something which stresses every one of us, and I don't think there is anybody who is free of such a stress. The Sainik Seva Samiti has been doing some exceptional work, and we have heard for the past few months about the insurance scheme that they had brought out, and I know that a number of veterans have joined this scheme. It is something that we all wish to hear, so that we can make an informed decision on how to go about it. And most of us at this age, when we want to insure, and the moment you tell your year, the age, and you find that the insurance company says, please come back next lifetime. So I welcome Commander Sudhir Dua, and I thank him for taking time off to speak to us. I will now hand over to our Secretary, Wing Commander Harshavardhan, who will introduce the Commander. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our AFBOA eConnect talk shows. And it's my special privilege to welcome Commander Sudhir Dua to this program. We also welcome all the founder members of the SSS, the Sainik Seva Samiti, who are present here for this morning's talk show. And special welcome to Mr. Mukherjee of Dastur and Co. And last but not least, good morning and a special welcome to all our viewers on YouTube. As per the practice followed by us, before I hand over the mic to the guest speaker, I would give a small introduction about Commander Dua. Commander Sudhir Dua served the Indian Navy for 23 years, from 1979 to 2002. On completion of his basic marine engineering conversion course in 1981, he joined the submarine arm of the Indian Navy. Thereafter, from 1982 to 85, he trained in Soviet Union for nuclear submarines. Amongst his various postings, he has served on submarines F-class INS Chakra, hydrographic vessel INS Nirupak, and at Naval Headquarters Delhi with the Directorate of Submarine Acquisition. During this time, he was posted at the Naval Headquarters. He did his 3 years part-time MBA from the Amity School of Business, Noida. Subsequently, he was involved for indigenous development of equipments at DMDE and procurement of submarine system equipment at Headquarter ATVP. Finally, he was in Vizag in 2002 at SBC for logistics support of the equipments, submarine construction planning, design documentation and ERP, working on MAT, PPM, PPC, and PDM modules. During his last leg, he completed the service MBA program from XLRA Jamshedpur. After hanging up his uniform, Commander Sudhir Dua joined the corporate world, where he has worked in many reputed companies and organizations. To name a few, he was DGM Quality at the Pipav Shipyard, head O&M at Indus Towers. At Larsen & Toubro, he was the chief representative, Russia and CIS countries. And lastly, as the international business director at Neo Power Electronics and Projects Limited, Noida. Having proudly served and done their duty, a group of veteran officers of the Indian Navy have joined together to implement schemes for the welfare of serving and retired officers of the Indian Armed Forces and their families. Their common desire is to give back to the community is the driving force behind this initiative of Sainik Seva Samiti. Commander Sudhir Dua is the founder secretary of Sainik Seva Samiti. Well, gentlemen, that's in short about Commander Sudhir Dua. Now, the sequence that we've been following is now I will hand over to Commander Sudhir Dua, where he will conduct his talk show along with the presentations that he has to share with us. And after he has finished with his slides and his talk, we would welcome the views of the people on this particular scheme, which has been launched by SSS. And after that, we will have the question and answer session. During the question and answer session, you may post your questions in the chat box, either on the YouTube or on the Zoom platform, and also raise your hands for those who are on the Zoom. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. With that, it's over to Commander Sudhir Dua.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. And so nice of you, honored by inviting me to this occasion to address all of you. Thanks to the President, Air Marshal Vardhaman, Secretary Wing Commander Harshavardhan, and all the members of the Managing Committee and the Executive Council of Armed Forces Veterans Organization of Chennai. I really appreciate the association being formed in Chennai. I wish we had something similar in Mumbai too. It's a very excellent, very honored, and I hope to attend some. I was talking to Ravi Shankar and he was telling me about the programs, and we look forward to participation in that. So coming back to the subject, so today I'll give some membership orientation and something little bit about the group Mediclaim policy and some health initiatives of SS. During the presentation, sir, my request would be to videos off, mics on mute, and nobody else to share screen unless I fail. Then I've requested Ravi to help me out. After the presentation, they'll be like Harsh sir has already informed, we'll be having views and comments. question answers and sessions. My request to the viewers on YouTube, the question answer session, YouTube would be disconnected. So please, Ravi has already shared my email ID. Please put your questions over there and I will respond to you one by one later, because email ID will not be available right now. And I'll go to the next one, sir. So this was a very interesting thing. How did we get formed? It was during the pandemic when last year, August, sometime when we had some people in Bombay. And there was a Commodore Mukherjee over here who was denied admission in Apollo and in MGM in Bombay. So we really got alerted and to the cause, and we thought something must be done. You'll be glad to know that there was a big connection of Chennai in this. One of the members is from Chennai. And right now, probably he's not there. But then they already had Star Health in their factory. So he drove me into this, and together we started the project. It took us about 2 months to get something out of it. By the time we started working on the groups, and then we found a lot of naval officers were keen. So initially we wanted to do for Navy. Because just to get our feet together, because if we involve too many people, then it's very difficult to organize. So we started with the Navy. We formed the AOP, and we are now governed by AOP and the exhaustive bylaws. The bylaws and AOP bylaws are available on our website. We are very transparent about it. We basically want to support health and wellness, quality of life measure. And this is part of that. For this weekend, we have a 3 days course on stress management. So anybody who is keen, it's a 3-day course online, and you're all welcome. It's free. There is no charges for that. I will be sharing the link through Wing Commander Ravi Shankar. Sir, we decided to have 3 types of members. Primary member. A primary member could be a serving commissioned officer, basically only commissioned officers and their Veer Naris. We decided not to go for any PBORs at this stage, but however, if PBORs are willing and they are willing to form a separate group, then we'll be more than happy to assist them, because we have everything ready. We have the insurance policy in place. We can add them over there. They can use the policy. All the hard work we've done over the last 6 months can be used, but only condition is we will not take them into this group. That is very clear. Then we have some associate members. Associate members are our parents, then our married children or children above 25. Then we have a very interesting one, a promo of extended family. Now this promo of extended family, I will just show the chart. What is this chart? And this promo is ending soon. So this promo is ending on 15th of April. The promo is like this. The green, what you see is the current this is the current membership, and the yellows are the promos, which means the siblings of your sibling, your spouse sibling, your children's spouse siblings, their parents. All this is we have introduced just for the startup, just to encourage more people, because we wanted to have more people starting up. Now we have about 500 plus now. So we have already taken a decision that the yellow part will be discontinued from 15th of April. So whoever is keen, they should rush and get it done. There is a condition in all the promos that the member has to take the policy first. You can't have a member asking everyone else except himself. So that is not done. there is a form he has to fill. We will explain the form, etc. It's a minor formality, and whoever is keen, I will help him out. This sponsorship is for a short time, like I said, and it's ending soon. So these members would be associate members. The only difference between primary member and all associate members is that the associate members will not have any voting right. Voting rights will be only with the officers serving or retired, veterans, or the Veer Naris. None else, even including your children, will not have the voting rights. About a group insurance, what exactly is this? We are glad that we actually had a lot of survey done initially with a lot of companies, and then we realized that it was not making any pathway. So we had a presentation from KM Dastur. They helped us in designing the policy. This policy is primarily designed for veterans. Anything else is a byproduct of it. So as of now, for this year, it is designed for the veterans. How this is going to be helping, I just heard one lady saying that nobody will give it to her. She's absolutely wrong and misunderstanding the whole thing. This policy is designed for her. This is going to be facilitated by KM Dastur. KM Dastur are a big major reinsurance brokers. They reinsure the insurance companies. So they are big timers. And we have them with us to help us, to help you understand any question on the insurance point of view. Then we are serviced by Raksha TPA. They are available. They have an app also, so you can discuss with them anything on the app also. But obviously that is only after you take the policy. And the whole thing in insurance, it depends on the underwriting. So underwriting, for that, what we had to do was we had to collect a sample survey because we didn't have any data to start with. So we had a sample survey and we got a median age group of 65 because there were a lot of seniors, some juniors, very few juniors. So we got a median age of 65. Now with 65, like what the lady said, some members also feel nobody was willing to give us insurance. And whoever gave us was giving very, very high premium. We had to negotiate it. There were some things which were absolutely no-go types. I will share that later, that what was non-negotiable. And we achieved that. So it's based on the group size, the median age, and the demographic. So another thing is that the Mediclaim works only if there's an admission which is more than 24 hours. It is not for any OPD. It is not for any medicine. For that, ECHS is there. If we do anything like that over here, the premiums are really shoot up very high. Another important thing is that the sum insured available with us is available during the policy year and as a family floater. It means that, let's say you take a policy of 10 lakhs, then 10 lakhs is for you and your spouse, both together. And you don't have to take one for you, not required. Also, it means that if one has used, the balance amount is left for both of you again. It is not that one has used or second can't use. So it's a family floater. There is no OPD. There are certain IRDI permit exclusions which I will be sharing subsequently. These are the highlights of the policy which were non-negotiable. We stuck to it that there will be no medical, there will be no age restriction. Any member who is live at any age whatsoever is welcome to take this policy. All critical illnesses and all the pre-existing diseases are covered from day one. It's not the moment you pay, but it's the moment we pay. Because in this policy, it's a group policy. So whatever you will pay to you cannot pay to the insurance company directly. the insurance company will take the money only from SSS along with the list of names who will be in that particular list. Even if you, let's say, deposit the money today with SSS, and SSS gives after 4 days, after collecting the people, then your policy will be effective after that 4 days. But the renewal period is fixed. We started on 15th of March, and the renewal is going to be on 14th of March 2022. So the later you join, the lesser you get. So it's best to join earliest. All critical illnesses are covered. There is a 30 days pre-hospitalization and 60 days post-hospitalization expenses which are covered for. You have cashless in 6,271 network hospitals. Rest on reimbursement basis. But we are trying to increase this by another 500 odd numbers. Members are giving them names, so I won't say how many numbers exactly, but these are going to be increasing very soon to meet our requirements. There are 150 daycare procedures for which you don't need a night admission over there. Then it has a pan-India coverage. Unlike ECHS, that if you have a center of Chennai, then you go anywhere else, you have a problem. You can, but in emergency, otherwise you cannot. There is no waiting period for any reason whatsoever. Normally, there is a 4-year pre-existing diseases not covered, 2 years specified illness not covered normally. For example, I myself had an ICSA Lombard policy, which I bought 3 years back, and I had a problem where I had to go through a surgery, and that surgery I could not use my policy, although it was there because I had diabetes and it was not covered for 2 years. Therefore, I landed up into ECHS, and ECHS I landed up with in a planned way because I was sent from the ECHS clinic, and therefore my 6 days in hospital, and I had about 7 odd approvals to be taken. 2 people were doing only this while I was lying down. Here, there is nothing like that. We have maternity benefit for our young girls, our daughters, and young ladies. Normally, this is not extended. And even if it is extended, there is a 9-month maternity benefit clause, waiting period. In our case, there is no waiting period over there. There is no waiting period for the youngster, for the newborn child also. From the day he's born, everything is covered. So in effect, what happens is that since there is no exclusion, there is no deduction also. So when you go for any claim, there is no deduction. And there are some other places also where insurance companies normally you put in small words which you don't know. I will come to that over here. Like the ambulance, we got it over here. Maternity, you have cataract, you have advanced medical treatments. This is another thing which is not normally available. It is not available in ECHS. Robotic surgery, stem cell therapy, knife treatment, and these are to some prescribed limits, but these are not available in ECHS, to the best of my knowledge. Oral chemotherapy is there, and so the other things are there. You can see, I'll share the presentation. There are certain exclusions, like I said, for the IRDA norms. So these are generally there, and we have not they are generally to ensure that everything is normal, you are not misusing the thing. So we have, these are going to be there. Example, some vaccination, spectacles, hearing aids, these are not there. We have ECHS to fall back on if we need. What are the policy options? We have 2 policy options with us. Option 1 is for self and spouse. Now, how do we define self and spouse? Self and spouse could be a single person, like a single officer, a single lady, or a Veerinari. Then officer plus spouse would be as consider 1+1. 1+1 is not two adults. It is self plus spouse. So self plus spouse could be you. It could be your parents, or it. And if you have a married child, then married child and spouse could also be 1+1. Parents is 1+1. Parent-in-laws are 1+1. Next category is option 2, which is 1+3. Now in 1+3, we have self plus spouse plus 2 dependent children less than 25 years. If the child is more than 25 years, then he comes into the option 1. Like we had shown over here, if he's more than 25 years, he comes into option 1. And if he's single at that particular time, if the child is single, then he's already paying for the spouse. So the spouse is included the day he's married. There is nothing else you will pay for. Handicapped children, there is no age limit. Otherwise, for children, there is a dependent children can be there only as long as the age is less than 25 years. We were trying to get a policy of 1+5, that is self, spouse, parents or in-laws and 2 children below 25 years. We were denied that simply because either it was going to have a very high premium, or we had a problem that our median age was going to be 65. So the parents' age obviously would be very high, and that would mean extremely high premiums. So we had to forego that in this stage. Next year we'll try it again. We have a base sum insured of 5 lakhs, 7.5 lakhs, and 10 lakhs. Now the interesting question is why 5, 7.5, and 10? What happens if you need more? If you need more, you have a super top-up. Super top-up is in the same amount of 5, 7.5, or 10. And as long as you, let's say you have a 5 policy, then you can, the super top-up cannot be more than 5, so it will be 5 plus 5 only. If it is 7.5, then you can have 7.5 or 5. Similar. Now the super top-up advantage you will see later, because in super top-up what happens is that the insurance companies, their financial burden reduces and they pass the benefit to us in a way that we pay much lesser. And super top-up has another benefit. Now super top-up is also being called as top-up sometimes by the companies. But the benefit is that earlier top-up used to be that you take a top-up, let's say 5 lakhs top-up on a 5 lakh policy, you have an expense of 6 lakhs, then balance 4 lakhs lapse. In super top-up, there is no lapsing. Everything is available as long as you are within the policy period, and as long as something is available to you, it is available to all the beneficiaries. So we have coverage from 5 to 20 lakhs in stages of 2.5. So 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5. So various combinations of 5 of this will give you up to 20. If you need more than that, then your spouse becomes a member also, and she also gets 20. So 20 plus 20 is 40 lakhs. So up to 40 lakhs we've catered for. But if somebody wants more, well, we'll see what to do. So far, we've not found anybody who wants more. There is a very interesting thing in this policy, which most of the insurance companies don't tell you. Most of the agents will never tell you. Is that they have a clause over there of 1% room charges. Now, 1% room charges means, let's say if there's a policy, if you take any private policy, if you have of, let's say 3 lakhs, most of the officers have, I've seen 3 lakhs and 4 lakhs policies. The 3 lakhs with 1% means room rent can be only 3,000. Nobody can have a room anywhere in the country, which is an air-conditioned room and with your own washroom, your own TV, attendant bed. It will be about 7.5 to 10, depending, or maybe even 15, depending on the metro, depending on the circumstances, depending on what town it is. But if you, let's say if your room rent is 7.5 and your entitlement as 1% is only 3.5, then you are paying 50% of the room from your pocket. So it doesn't stop there. It goes to the whole thing. So your medical treatment itself cover, let's say you had a claim of 3 lakhs and you have a top up over here, sorry, you have the room rent eligibility only 1%. Then in that case, you get only 50% of the thing. 50% you have to pay from your pocket because your room rent eligibility is low. Now, this has been taken care of. And that is why we have the rooms starting from 5. Because 5 with 1.5 cover will give you a room of 7.5. 7.5 is good enough for any B-class town. If you're in a metro, it may be slightly on a riskier side. So you should take minimum 7.5. If it's in a smaller metro. If it's in a group A cities, then 7.5 is also low, then 10 and 10 lakhs is the one. So this 5, 7.5 and 10 defines the room category you are entitled to. Unfortunately, what happens is higher the room rent, if you go to a room rent which is higher, let's say you are in a hospital where you can get a room of 15 because you're entitled, you have a policy of 10 lakhs, your entitlement is 15 lakhs, and you take a room of 15 lakhs. Then what will happen is the cost of the associated medical treatments is also depending on the room rent. The same treatment in a 5,000 room or 7,000 room would cost X amount, and in 15,000 would cost 2x or 3x time. So your money spends very fast. So if you feel you want to have a room which is 15,000, you are entitled to it when you have a policy of 10,000, yes. But then please cater that you should have enough money with you. Now we'll talk about this again when we are talking, how do you plan your policy? So the hospital billing, the room rent I talked about over here, and proportion deduction I also have explained, and we'll explain further in case there is any questions. So this is the policy tabulation we have drawn. If you see over here, there are some in green and some in red marked. Let's see first over here, the total sum insured is 5, 7.5, 10. It's in the 2.5 multiples. And there is one, normally super top up is beneficial. Only one super top up is not beneficial and has been marked red over here. That is 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5, due to some reason, the insurance companies don't want us to take. So they have really 5 plus 5 is 10 lakhs cover, and 10 lakhs cover is costing us 37,000. Whereas 10 lakh cover in just 10 lakh policy is going to cost 31,000 only. So we have marked it red. We are not recommending it at all. So the green is the one which is recommended generally, and rest depends on. It's best to have some super top up, because let's say you have 7.5 and you take a top up of 7.5, then you are going to pay only 40,000. Now, if you say 40,000 and here you see 37,000, the differential is only 3,000. For 3,000 differential, you can get a much better cover. So the advantage of super top up is definitely there. And if you can spend that little extra, wee bit extra, then you can get a huge benefit super top up. We can definitely help you with this. See, we cannot guide you on how much to take, but we can guide you on if you say I want so much, then we can guide you. Okay, you take it this way. That we can do, but we cannot tell you how much you take, because that is your private decision. It depends on. It comes next over there. So the total. How do you select the sum insured? For this is like designing your own policy. You have to design for yourself, knowing your requirements, knowing the requirements of your parents, of your family, that what is the utilization you perceive. I also say one thing, like I have a life insurance, but I have planned my life insurance in a way that when I die, let's say in case I die, then my family should be able to maintain the standard which they are doing now without so I should be able to give that much. But I don't take life insurance to die. Similarly, I don't take health insurance to get hospitalized. At the same time, I design it to ensure that if I do get into a problem and if my ECHS is not able to help me, now I have introduced the term ECHS over here. Why? I've introduced this term because there is nothing better than ECHS. Frankly speaking, nothing better than ECHS. ECHS is the best thing Ford could have done to us. It is unlimited. There is no limit on it. You don't have to pay anything for it. It is free, but it has a huge issue. The huge issue is the bureaucracy involved. A huge issue is when you go to a hospital and the hospital says, "Oh, you're from ECHS. I can't take you. I'm empaneled, but I can't take you." You ask him, "Why you can't take me? You're empaneled." He says, "Yes, I'm empaneled, but I cannot give treatment for free. Last 4 months, my bills have not been paid." What do? You have nothing. At the same time, he asked the next question, "Sir, do you have an insurance card?" You say, "Yes, I have." "Fine, sir, please come. We have place." We have hospital administrators with us who have told us very clearly in their hospitals, in the corporate hospital in Delhi, it has happened. When a veteran goes over there, he says, "I have a ECHS." They say, "Sorry, we cannot entertain you." And even if they do, the best of the doctors will not touch you because the rates are so low that they say it is not worth, and the money will come after 6 months. Who's bothered? So they say, okay, you have some, first of all, they may not give you admission. If they have 80% or more occupancy, they may deny you admission, even if they have the place. And that is what happened in Bombay. Admission was denied in Apollo. Admission was denied in MGM. Then finally, since I had an operation over there with my personal connect, I could manage to get that person in. He got the operation done. But he was in the ICU one night, and next day morning, they asked him to pay 10 lakh rupees as a deposit. So the question is, why pay the deposit? You are this thing, you're empaneled. They put it on the website and you get your money. They said, "Sorry, sir, either you pay 10 lakhs or please, here are your thanks. This is what we will do with ECHS. Now, please leave." Finally, after a lot of struggle with the ECHS organization, they managed to keep them for 3 days, and thereafter the daughter came from Hyderabad and took him with her. Now the same patient, he's got some other problem. He's gone to the hospital with this card and just got the treatment done. No questions asked. We last month we had one couple from Chennai, and he was into problem, and he fortunately just took the policy 2 days back only, and he got admission in 15 minutes in MGM. He just reached there, the admission was already organized, and he just walked in, all cashless. It's not that. So things are there. The facility is there. It is up to you. You have to cater for yourself. If you cater for yourself and keep all the records, keep the e-card, keep the documents with you, things are available. But unfortunately, if members will lose that also and not even take care of their own e-cards, then obviously they will have to wait a little bit. Base sum insurance. So sum insurance, we discussed that how do you define a sum insurance? It depends on you, your requirements. But the base sum insurance will depend on the hospital costs in your regions. Let's say around you have Apollo, and the cost of the room is there about 10,000. So then obviously, if you take a policy of 5 lakhs, it won't work for you. You'll have to pay from your pocket. So minimum you should take is 10.5. But let's say it's a COVID time and now it's increased and it's 12,000. So 10.5 will also not help. You'll have to pay something. So the best is take 10 lakhs then. So you have to decide what is the base sum insured required. So the base sum insured defines the hospital, the 1.5%, the proportionate clause. So we given a calculation over here. So and for the ICU also, similarly the limits are there. So the highest we have is 10% with 10 lakhs, and that caters for any of the metros, most of the hospitals. All the corporate hospitals are covered in this. You don't have to think twice. Where do I have to go? Then super top up also you can take, and I've told you super top up is the risk you want to cover. So my room is decided by the base insurance. My base sum insurance will decide what room I can take, what is the proportionate losses I will have. So if I take 10 lakhs, there is likely to be no proportionate loss. But 10 lakhs doesn't mean that you take a room of 15,000. You take a lower room and ensure that your 10 lakhs suffices you for the treatment. And super top up defines the total risk covered. So if I want more risk cover with lesser premium, then I take a super top up. So what are the policy conditions? You must be a member, primary or so. You must be a member. You can design your super top up, etc. You can use the network hospitals. Some hospitals have the GIPSA clauses. The GIPSA clause is like rate contract. Important is that if you have any claim or you have to intimation, see, you go to a hospital which is not empaneled, then you may have to go for a claim. If you are going to any hospital, then it is important. If you have any issue, you want to go, if you are in emergency, you are okay to go to any hospital, that is okay. You can use your e-card in the empaneled hospitals. If it's a non-empaneled hospital, then please tell them that you have insurance, and you intimate the TPA or the KMD. All the helpline numbers shall be shared with you at the time of after the membership is there. In the toolkit you get within 10 working days thereafter. And the important thing which is available with us is migration and a portability clause. What exactly is migration and a portability clause? We have catered for, see, we are a group of officers. Like any other society, we could also fail. If we fail, it should not trouble you. So the insurance company has taken a guarantee sort of over here with migration, that in case within 1 year, if the AOP fails, then all the members can migrate to a policy of New India Assurance, which would be available. The terms may not be same, but you will get the policy. They won't say that your age is so and so, you will not get a policy. So that way your interest is secured. You obviously will not get the same terms what you are getting over here, because these are highly negotiated terms. In fact, most of the corporate policies also will not give you these terms. They are so nicely defined. Portability is after 2 years of the policy. If once we run for 2 years, thereafter insurance company gives you a portability. You can go to any insurance company thereafter. So basically, even the failure is also planned. If there is a failure, there should be no burden on the member. So I've generally talked about all this general information. It's a backup to ECHS. I would say it's a plan B to ECHS, because nothing better than ECHS. Both have their own merits, demerits. Advisory is use ECHS when convenient, but the moment it is not convenient, use this. And if you want to use this directly, then insure yourself adequately. Membership registration is, it was opened and the policy is already issued on 15th of March. So we already have 500 members already enjoying the policy. From 15th March onwards, we have taken members in 3 tranches. On first was 270, then was 120, then was 80. So there are 480 members initially. Right now we have we had a small little holiday in between because of the bank holidays, and we opened up on 1st of April again. We already have 20 members who have already opted for the policy in the last 2-3 days, and I'm sure in the next few days there'll be many more. And especially now that this promo is going to stop. So it is time, if you are interested in the promo, if the members, anyone is interested in the promos, this is the time, rush for it, take it, otherwise later it will not be there. If you want to help your brothers, sisters, your children, their brothers, sisters, or their in-laws, etc., then please do it now, don't wait. I'll talk something about the website. So this is our website, Sera Alpha Mike India Tango India.com, samiti.com. This is our, if you want to do on your mobile, then you have to type out this thing. And then it will have bylaws over there. It will have the details of our founder members, all the regional directors. Now, all the founder members, they have been allocated region. So the India has been divided into 14 odd members, and each one of us is covering some region. So that if there is a problem, we are the last escalation over there. The first escalation is the TPA. Second escalation is TPA is Raksha. Second escalation is the KM Dastur. Third escalation is the regional director, and the fourth and last escalation is me. That's a triple S, and we are located in Mumbai with KM Dastur and Raksha. So we'll help you out. But that's the last escalation. Please don't make it the first escalation, otherwise I'll never sleep. This website has got all the important documents over there. Then it has the online registration, payment of membership and premiums. We are taking all the payments also over there only. We are linked through the Razor gateway. I will just run through this because I think we are short of time. So before proceeding for registration, please ensure you have a scanned copy of your document. Now, which document? For every primary member, you need only one document. Your ECHS card would be okay. Your anything to say you are, let's say, Harshavardhan. So you are Wing Commander Harshavardhan. Some document to say you are Wing Commander Harshavardhan. Your ECHS card, your canteen card, your ex-serviceman card, whatever. So that is required in a PDF format. And for one policy, the unique ID is your email ID. So one email ID is linked to one policy. So if you need associate membership for your near and dear or for your children, then that associate member will have to register with a separate email ID. You cannot register with your own email ID. Please ensure that whenever you're entering names or date of birth, it should be as per Aadhaar. When we are going to be checking your service document. We are not asking for your Aadhaar card over there, but for on your own interest, please ensure that you enter your name as per Aadhaar, your date of birth as per Aadhaar, because Aadhaar is the document any hospital will be seeing and verifying with your e-card. Your e-card will be verified at any hospital, and e-card should match with your Aadhaar. So there are three types of memberships, like I said, and you can click over here and then go and submit all the documents over there. You have to add your name, rank, number over here, your details. So I will not go into depth over there. These are just normal English. Here you have to upload the file. And after uploading the file, you will be submitting this form. And this form would be going to one of the founder directors. He would be examining it. It takes us a little time because we are all doing something, our own works also. So it normally takes anything between 12 hours to about a day. So don't be in a panic, because at every stage, you'll be getting a letter confirm you have registered, you will get a letter with a 15-digit number signed by the secretary, that's me, that this is your number, you have registered. Once you're confirmed with your membership, you will get a letter from the president saying that you are confirmed. Now please go ahead and pay for the membership. So you have to go for the membership payment. In membership payment, you have to log in with your email ID. So this is login is the email ID. This is another mistake which people do. In case your password does not work, there is a lost password. Please use it. Sometimes it happens the password doesn't work. Then after you come to the fees and you go to the member area over here. As long as you're not cleared, you will not be able to see and log in. Once you're cleared, you will be able to see the login. So even if you don't get the letter, because sometimes the letters go to the junk box, or they go to the some commercial. The people think it's commercial, you know. So the service provider thinks commercial, then go to the promos. So you may have to see where it is going and whitelist the contact so that the next time it doesn't go to junk again. So in the members area, you will find this over here, that window for fee and subscription. Click that. There are 3 fees. Select all 3 of them because all 3 have to be paid. 2 are one time, 500 plus 500. These are one time. 1,000 rupees. This is annual. This is toward the 1,000 rupees is toward the annual expense which we have perceived for the time being. However, in the general body meeting in year end, we will be presenting the accounts and then decide what, as per that, decide what is the subscription going to be for the next year. Enter all your name, etc. as per Aadhaar. So this is a place where you can correct. If you not made the correction over there, at least correct it over here. Then you can pay, and the payment is through your card, etc. The best is to pay through net banking or a wallet. Net banking is cost is only 5 rupees. Credit cards cost a bit high, 2%, 3% also. Now next thing is policy buying. So once you have paid, it will go for reconciliation, and again 12 hours to 1 day it will take. So the whole process takes about 3 days. So then again you have to log in again with the same thing with your email ID, password, and now you'll have to enter your OTP. The OTP is to be OTP will come to your email ID. OTP won't come to your mobile number. You can see all your account details over here. And then again, go to the members area. Member area will show you group insurance policy. Click that. All the documents are here, important documents are here, which you can read, which you must read. And we also already discussed how to select the sum insured. Please select your sum insured. We also shared this table to show how you can select your policy. So now you select, go ahead to proceed to buy a policy. You get a table, same table you get in tablet form over here. Select over here that what is the type you are going to pay, self plus spouse or self plus spouse and 2 children. So accordingly, you will get the filtered fields and you select the field you want and make the payment. Now, once you're going to make the payment, the important thing over here, this is one area where people make a mistake. Please don't use your mobile, use laptop. Because here you'll be entering, you'll be sharing the details of the beneficiary. Many people forget to share the name of the beneficiary. The beneficiary is your spouse or your spouse and children, and also their date of birth. So this needs to be entered and checkout done. Once you do the checkout very carefully, see, be careful over here to select. If it is not coming properly, go back, do it properly. Check out and make the payment. Again, the same thing. We wish you a very hassle-free online experience, but in case there is any difficulty, we have our Telegram group, we have WhatsApp group, and instant help is given by us, by even members who are experienced over there. So nobody is left on a lurch. In case still something is required, our helplines are there. There are 14 helplines we've given on the website, and otherwise I'm there. You can always call me. Before I close the thing, I must say this is why we started. Health insurance is an investment for your family's peace of mind. Just imagine, if your family is not well, you will be there to take care of them, to go to the hospital. But if you're not well, who will take care? Imagine your family running around to ECHS to get all the, it's not done for. Just plan for it. Invest in yourself and live happily. Thank you. Now I'll request any views and comments by members. After the views and comments, I would request Ravi, if you could stop the, after the views and comments, you could stop the YouTube, and thereafter we'll take the questions, because questions will have certain implications which we don't want to share on the YouTube.
Well, sir, you may kindly stop the share screen.
Okay.
So that we have the full screen available for people to see, and we can. Yeah, thanks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Commander Dua has asked for comments and the views of the people on this scheme. So, if anyone wants to say something on this, kindly please unmute yourself and ask.
Sir, your experiences or whatever.
Elaborate on what is the third party? What is third party? Can you just elaborate?
We'll come to that in the question answer, sir.
We just want to know what you feel about the scheme. What are your views? What are your comments on this scheme?
Shah, Arun Kumar here. I think it is very well thought of. I think it has been done with a lot of thinking going, and also with seeing the practical difficulties. That is my view.
Thanks, Arun. Thanks. In fact, I was discussing this scheme with a couple of my friends yesterday in our WhatsApp group, and a lot of people had apprehensions. But then what Commander Dua finally summarized it, saying it's a peace of mind. I think that's more valuable. And I was telling my friends that the premium that you pay, like I've taken us for 20 lakhs total, 10 plus 10, and the yearly premium comes to about 51,000. So it amounts to just a half a month's pension for me. And I think that keeps my mind at peace for the rest of the year. And there are tax benefits also. So I think, in my opinion, this is a win-win scheme.
Harsha, may I say something?
Yes, please, Ravi, go ahead.
One of the things that is not very clearly brought out in the presentation is there is no co-pay also in this policy. Now, particularly for senior citizens taking up a policy, there are very few policies that are available for people above 65 years of age. But when they finally get that, there is invariably a co-pay of 20%. If the claim is 1 lakh, invariably 20% of this will have to be borne by the person who is getting admitted. So that is something that one input I would like to share with the SSS for highlighting this in that particular thing. In case it has come out elsewhere, I'm not very sure. I have in fact attended a couple of these webinars from before. But this is a great advantage because 20% is a hell of a lot of money, particularly for critical illnesses, that is.
Ravi, thanks. Actually, copay is this is one of the things which we had to fight for because most of the insurance companies, they put a copay and they put such a small line that you never realize the copay. What the small liners are, one is the copay, other is that 1.5%, which we have negotiated to 1.5%. Mostly it is 1%. And most of us take 3 lakhs with 1% and 20% copay. So if you take a 3 lakh policy with 1% with 1% room rent and 20 lakhs, 20% copay, and let's say you have a 3 lakhs, 3 lakhs policy with 2 lakhs claim, actually what you will get back is only about 50,000.
True. True.
Yeah.
So no wonder people say that, oh, Mediclaim is very foolish thing. यार इससे तो मैं कुछ फायदा ही नहीं है. कैसे होगा फायदा? You not read the policy only. So to do all this took us a lot of training, we had to actually go to a lot of companies, and but then we are fortunate we got KM Dastur to help us design the whole thing, and it was designed and then a RFP made and given to everyone and then decided. So it is not just we could just bite off the shelf. This is not off the shelf policy. This is a very carefully designed policy. Thanks, Ravi. That I missed. Yes.
May I come in?
So,
Yes, sir, please.
You see, just my story, I was paying 66,000 per annum for me and my wife for a coverage of 5 lakhs with restrictions, whatever it is. Now today, the SSS scheme, I paid only 32,000 for a coverage of 10 lakhs with no restrictions whatsoever. Thank you.
Yeah, can I speak?
Yes, sir. Brigadier Jagannathan. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yeah. See, a couple of years back, when ECHS was packing up, though empaneled hospital in Chennai, I was running around. Then I could get a policy from HDFC Ergo. As Dua rightly said, I took for 3 lakhs because that's only for emergency. That policy is now 2 years old and valid up to December this year. Then how do I go about it now?
Sir, I will talk about it, sir, in the question answer session, because then I will ask you few questions on that, sir.
Okay, fine.
Harsha, I got something to say.
Yes, you go.
Yeah. Dua, I have a policy with FIP, Federation of Indian Pilots. So basically, I was looking around for a policy where the parents are also covered. So for a 4 people coverage of about 25 lakhs, I'm paying a premium of 70,000 a year. This includes maybe your parents can be included or your in-laws are also permitted. That's the only policy where I found it could be included. But now I find that SSS is also doing a better thing with a lower premium. That's what I found. With 20 lakhs, I think I'll be paying a premium of approximately about 51,000, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So actually, I'm supposed to renew it now. I think I'll consider this to switch from FIP to SSS now.
Sir.
Wonderful.
Because that is covered by Reliance General Insurance.
Yes, sir. There are a lot of things over there. I can tell you later, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Any more comments, please? Otherwise, we will move on to the question and answer session.
Ravi, I request before we move to question answers, you could. Okay, yeah. Done. Thanks. Sir, please.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, and especially those on YouTube, we will be stopping our streaming on YouTube at this stage because we would continue with the question and answer session only on the Zoom platform. Thank you very much for joining us. And Commander Dua, there are a lot of questions which has come in. So I will first get onto the chat box and take the questions one by one, the serial order in which they have come.
Yeah, Harsha, 1 minute, please. Sorry.
Yeah.
On the YouTube, I have already given the SSS's website and the email ID through which they can take up the questions directly with the SSS. They can also post it to our individual email IDs. We can take it up with SSS. I've already sent the message to YouTube attendees that they could take up their queries directly in their SSS's email ID. I've already given it on YouTube.
Yeah, I will